Hey guys, Marshall Kirby from Orchard Hill Farm Equipment. Behind me today, we're going to be comparing the BX80 series Kubota tractors versus the CS20 series Kioti. We have a CS2220 right here, and this is a BX2380. Both of these are current models in both manufacturers' lineups. Of course, we have Kioti versus Kubota here today, and we're going to see all of their differences, maybe some similarities between each, and just go over all the differences so you guys can make a decision, educate yourselves on these machines, and pick the right tractor for your needs. So let's dive in. So up front, both of these machines are going to have a 48-inch quick attach bucket. The Kubota bucket does not come standard with quick attach, although most of the ones at the dealerships are going to have skid steer quick attach on them. This unit here today has a pin on, but most every single one of these buckets you'll see in the market will have skid steer quick attach. This bucket is only offered in skid steer quick attach, so you cannot have the choice to go pin on the Kioti. I do feel the Kioti bucket is a little taller. It also has a reinforced top bucket section right here. So this is tubed in up top, so for adding hooks and different things to your bucket, versus a little lip right here. So that's a minor difference. Both of them have the option for bolt-on cutting edge, and both these today have a cutting edge. The loader on this is called an SL2420 as opposed to an LA344. The 344 LA series loader is going to lift up around 730 odd pounds to full height at the pivot pin. Now that is without the quick attach. If you do go with the skid steer quick attach, which is 90% of what's on the market, that is below the 700-pound mark to full height at the pivot pin. While this Kioti loader does have a lift capacity of over 1,000 pounds to full height with the quick attach. So pretty drastic difference there, and that is at pivot pin as well. So exactly identical specs, there's a difference there. How do we get that? Well, we have a 4-piston loader, so 2 pistons up front versus 1 center piston up front. And mainly different hydraulic pumps. That's really what it's coming down to, those major 2 things, and that's what that's going to do for you. The grease zerks on these loader pins are inner tubed. The grease zerks on the Kubota are not inner tubed. They're just on the bottom and tops of the pistons everywhere. Not the end of the world, but a minor little detail that you'll notice, on the Kioti. Kioti grill guard is stationary, and opening up the hood is gonna go this way. So we'll do that real quick and open up this hood. So this hood opens up like this. You do not need to move the grill guard. That opens up and stays like that. As opposed to the Kubota hood, you'll move your grill guard forward, and then you'll have a latch system right here, and that'll go forward. And obviously, if I curled the bucket in more, push that forward. So the hood's just open in a differing way. The Kubota runs a 3-cylinder Kubota diesel engine, obviously extremely reliable and proven in the industry. It really is a great motor, while the Kioti runs a Dadong 3-cylinder motor in their machine. So both these manufacturers are, a good image to say that they make their own stuff. So Kioti makes their own motor in this and puts it in, and Kubota does the same in their tractor. So we can all appreciate that. We have a metal hood, and we do have a metal hood on the BX now, which is nice. Great feature. We'll close these hoods up. One other thing I didn't mention, but is kind of interesting, the radiator is in the back of the Kubota engine, and most subcompact tractors they are. As opposed to the Kioti Dadong motor, you have the radiator in the front like a traditional full-size compact tractor. Just a minor difference. I feel it gets better cooling up front personally, but they both do the trick. The option for tires on these units, you can go with R14 or R4s. Those are 2 choices we're going to see today. And then there's also turf tires, of course, on all these units as well. Kioti is unique in the CS series tractor, where if you do want to purchase a backhoe and you don't purchase the subframe model CS series tractor from the get-go, you can add that subframe later on. So if you go home, you're thinking about a backhoe, but right now it's just not in the budget, but you're gonna save up your pennies and in a couple years pick up a backhoe for one of these, you go with the standard CS2220 or 2520 model. And then when you come back, you just let us know that's the model that you purchased and you do not have the subframe model and you want to buy the subframe kit as well as the backhoe. And voila, we can add a backhoe to it. We go over to the BX, and unfortunately, that is one difference in this series. You have to buy the BX2380 subframe backhoe tractor to get a backhoe, or you cannot add one. So looks like you'll be upgrading if you're thinking backhoes in the future on a BX series if you don't get one from the get-go. So that is an important thing to understand. Now, mower decks, they're both very, very similar. This is a 54 as well as the Kioti is a 54-inch deck. I didn't really kind of compare these too much yet. They both have anti-scalp rollers. They both have greasable bearings, or spindles, I should say. They both unhook with similar linkages and whatnot, and I would call them a quick disconnect mower. It does look like they both have a bolted-on skid plate up front to replace, which is underneath the front of the mower deck there. Both of them have that. I'm not sure if this Kubota is a drive-over deck. It does not look like it is, but I can tell you the Kioti is. And maybe, again, maybe my Kubota guys will beat me up on this, and that's fine. I want them to, point out some things that I don't truly know, because, right, we do not sell Kubotas brand new. But I feel like I know them pretty well at this point. I've sold thousands of them used over the years. It does not have the system to drive over the deck on this. Maybe there is an upgrade option for the BX. So somebody let me know on that if you do know in the comments. That'd be great. Moving further back, so we can remove these loaders, quick park loaders on both of them. This has the one release latch system for the hydraulics, which is a unique thing to Kubota, and I will say that is a benefit to this Kubota. It's one lever and it releases all 4 hydraulic lines. And then there's a kickstand system that folds underneath there. Kioti is one kickstand on each side, and then you're gonna see this pull latch system right here. This is gonna unlatch it, and Kubota does have a similar latching system. But the 4 hydraulic lines are all individually couplered. So that's a minor difference. While we're still talking about some stuff up front here, the power steering's in front of both front axles. Both front axles are quite similar in their casting size. The tire sizes are nearly identical. Lift height, right? This is a different loader. Geometry is a little bit different. You get 3.5, I believe it is exactly, extra inches of lift height on the CS versus this Kubota here. So that's something important if you guys really are caring about the extra couple inches of height. That's a decent amount for a subcompact to be different. Now, when we come over to the operator station on these units, we have a side-by-side HST pedal on this. And if you zoom in over there to that Kubota, you'll notice that it has a rocker. So toes go forward, heels go reverse. There's just gonna be a customer preference on what's more comfortable. They both are going to have a parking brake right here and be the same in that nature, which is great. They both will have a mid PTO and a rear PTO standard, so a mid-mount mower or say a rear bagger at the same time, or run something off the rear. This has dedicated slots for mower deck cutting height. We're gonna go over to the Kubota and see. So you do not have a lock in cutting height to set your mower at. You're just kind of like wherever you drop it at is where you're cutting. So that has inch, actual inch lockouts. So if you set it at 2 inch, every time you then lower your mower deck, it's gonna go to that inch spec that you have. USB port, 12 volt outlets, a couple cup holders, armrest on the seat. The Kubota also has armrest on the seat, retractable seat belt. Kubota also has a retractable seat belt, folding ROPS, they both have that. Grab handles on the fenders, they both have that. Tilt steering wheel, they both have that. 2 and 4-wheel drive and differential lock, they're both gonna have that as well. 2-range transmission, that is identical on either. Obviously the pedal layout is different, but 2-range transmission, low and high. You'll notice on the Kubota, this has a side chute that is just a plastic, poly side chute for your mower. And we come over to this Kioti, and again, don't hold me to this. Maybe there's an upgrade option for this mower over there, and this is the base unit. But this is the Kioti standard mower deck. It's a nice thicker rubber mat that you're never really gonna wear out, and it does still retract out of the, you know, up in the air, which is nice, and goes back down. Your covers on your mower deck are metal, obviously because we're driving over, for your deck, which is nice, not plastic. Full category 1 3-point hitch. Not a limited. That means your arms will extend just as wide as, you know, say the next series up tractor, and all hook up to the same implement. So full category 1 on this, which is a great feature. There's just a lot of room there. Toolbox standard, fuel tank on the side, holds about 7 gallons. Cruise control, obviously blinkers, horn, headlights, all that jazz. We come over here, similar design, fuel tank. This is a limited Cat 1. You'll notice the arms do not quite go as far out. Obviously we can adjust them further out, but your arms can't go out as far. You'll see that space between the tires that you're gonna miss out on. Your arms are stuck between the rear end. So that's different. I guess a little toolbox here, little spot to put some stuff, 12-volt outlet, which is good. I don't believe, but again, don't hold me to this, I don't believe there is cruise control on this model. Maybe it is an upgrade option. Oh, I am wrong. There is cruise control. So cruise control right there is a lockout for the foot pedal. So what else? Metal floor, rubber deck mat, same on the CS. Your cut height, there I am wrong again. So proving myself as we walk through and compare these, and that's why I like to do this, to learn more on these machines and teach you guys. So the cutting height selector on the Kioti is different. So it has a selector with a lever here. This has a turn knob adjuster that will select your cut height. I believe on the Kioti you have a little bit more designated setup on exact inches, half inches, and quarter inches of what you're doing, but quite similar. I think that kind of does it on these machines. We're gonna do a quick, you know, startup of each of them. I'll run each of them around. We'll see what our thoughts are at the end, but let's give these guys a test drive. We'll start with the Kubota first. So at an idle, we're gonna lift this loader. So that's complete idle. All right, complete idle. We'll throttle it up. Test out this mower. Ran pretty smooth. We're gonna give the Kioti a try, see if we notice any major differences real quick. So right off the bat, the engine's a little quieter. We'll lift at an idle. Definitely a faster loader speed at an idle. That's completely idled down. Definitely faster. And then, as it should be, right? It's got more lift capacity. We're gonna throttle it up and we're gonna go mow for a minute. Put it in the rear. Put it in low range, same specs. over here and turn on a mower. All right. This has a push button PTO. Turn on our well, they're both smooth running machines. They both get the job done. Really, I wouldn't be afraid to spend my money on either of these, but I do notice, you know, right off the bat, faster speed on the loader, push button PTO on the Kioti, a few differences there, but they both really will do the same trick for you. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, learn a lot, you know, about comparing the Kubota BX2380 versus the Kioti CS20 series. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.